Greetings, we're trying something a little different today. Instead of talking about the story, we're focusing on the gameplay, both its strengths and weaknesses. Here we go. The capture mechanic. Why is this a sin? Because they've barely scratched the surface. The brutals aren't all that interesting to fight. I give credit to their distinguishable designs, but their fights don't cut it. Some of the fights leave a lot to be desired, like this shallow mecha bug fight. Same for this boss. It's just one boring squirt chase. We interrupt this game to bring you Sonic, including Station Square, Planet Wisp, and the quite similar Spin Dash. Too many filler collectibles. There's around 880 moons, but only 200 of them are worth collecting. Those 200 moons concern main story missions, secret areas, and well-designed platforming challenges. You don't get satisfaction from merely collecting moons. It comes from successfully completing challenges that test your skills. The other 600 are acquired through bland, mundane, and sometimes insulting side challenges. This category requires little skill or brain power. Game critic Joseph Anderson did a great job expounding on this issue. Essentially, 75% of the moons are acquired through menial tasks with little to no challenge.
But the strongest way is to go through how you spend the vast majority of your time with Odyssey, collecting filler power moons that should be boring to most players that have played any Mario game before now, or maybe any game at all.
Once you know this, the moons become nothing more than expendables. Here's some egregious examples of the filler I've found. I love the Goomba stack, but you don't do much with it except for appeasing Lady Goombas. Let's not forget the numerous just peek over to this obvious fork kind of moons as well. The 2D sections are the worst offenders of that. Toast Arena slot machines, why are they here? And let's not forget that some moons are rewarded for simply moving captured stuff. I'm not talking about using enemies like an uproot to pass an obstacle course. I mean the ones where you literally capture a statue, move it a few feet, and bam, you get a moon. The fact that you can buy so many moons without earning them. Either you make the moons more expensive and decrease their quality, or don't include them at all. And let's not forget this stupid pipe puzzle from the Wooded Kingdom. It's a 5-minute guessing game. The Lost Kingdom. Not bad, but not very interesting. With the exception of the tropical wigglers, there's not much interesting stuff to do.
Je spreekt niet ook hiervan. Rent en carry het. Ja!
Why does finding 4 band members give you 4 separate moons? Why not give one for just finishing the task? Also, one of the members is literally in hearing distance of Pauline. You could have at least placed him elsewhere, right? I'm not against questionnaires, but why are there like 8 of them? Plus, they're ridiculously easy. I can't say I'm a fan of these races. After a single race, you've seen everything that it has to offer. No dedicated button for the motion controls. Let's say I'm playing in handheld mode with Joy-Cons directly attached to the Switch. Some actions like the spinning cap throw can be activated by swinging the Joy-Cons. Performing that with a giant slab in my palms is not very intuitive. Plus, some captured abilities are only available with motion controls, like this spin move for Pokios. All I ask for is the ability to map motion controls to a separate button, like activating a spin move with the left bumper or something. Cool bonus kingdom. Too bad there isn't much to do aside from the boss rematches and some novel extras. Here's yet another example of Mario being abusive to Yoshi. Mario is so mental, he even possesses him. You get moons for completing Toadette's achievements. Fair enough. Let's say you speak to her to redeem 10 of your moons. You have to sit through every "you got a moon" animation for each moon. All 10 of them. Co-op mode is okay at best. It's akin to the second star helper in Mario Galaxy 1, where player 2 is reduced to picking up table scraps. Luigi's Balloon World DLC is good in short bursts, but it isn't something I'd put hours on end. At least Luigi's getting some love. The darker side of the moon is a letdown in terms of an ultimate game challenge. Despite having no checkpoints, it's only moderately hard. It's completely underwhelming. Right out of the gate, this game is a masterpiece. Controls are great. Mario's triple jump is just as satisfying as 64 in Sunshine. It runs at a consistent 60 FPS, both in docked and undocked situations. Even with the busier parts of New Donk City, it holds up. The capture ability is such a cool and inventive idea. You can possess a Goomba, a Chain Chomp, a realistic human, and even a T-Rex. Out of all the regular enemy it captures, the Pokeo Bird is my favorite. You can thrust your nose at enemies, fling up walls, and even do a spin move. I wish more captures were just as versatile as this bird. At first I thought the 8-bit sections were only added for nostalgia bait. However, they supply ample gameplay variety. Plus, some special areas make creative use of them, like the spiraling tower. You can make Mario shirtless. You can't deny it, they broke new ground. We interrupt this game to bring you the dark souls of Mario games. But seriously, this penultimate dragon boss fight is great. The fact you're fighting a dragon is reason alone for a win. New Donk City. There's so many cool things to talk about. It's the most visually interesting map of the game. You get to meet Mayor Pauline. The New Donk City Festival. While very easy, it's nonetheless a great celebration of the franchise's history. A nod to the past with panache. And let's not forget about the standout song, Jump Up Superstar. It's the reason I got this game. Speaking of music, the soundtrack is pretty good. This deserves 10 wins, not only because it's a welcome surprise, but also because the following escape segment is cool to play. Let's not forget Pauline's second song either. It sounds like something straight out of Sonic Adventure 2, and I mean that in a good way. And last of all, this game is a true successor to Mario Galaxy 2. Don't get me wrong, Mario 3D Land and World were enjoyable, but they didn't reach the same creative heights as the Galaxy games. Odyssey, on the other hand, continues the boundary-pushing ideas of Galaxy. However, it beats Odyssey in some respects. It had more memorable orchestral music, the level design was more spatially dense, and there weren't as many filler collectibles. Nonetheless, Super Mario Odyssey, in my humble opinion, is Super Mario Galaxy 3. Game over.
And cut. That was awesome, dude.
No problem, man. I never knew you were such a Mario fan.
Yeah, that script is basically my thoughts on Mario Odyssey.
What's the next project? Another Sonic game?
I have a special game in mind. A legend, if you will.
Next time, everything wrong with Tomb Raider Legends gameplay. Thanks for watching. Your generous comments mean a lot to us. The next video will come out by the tail end of April. Lysandra and I will see you then.